Hey beautiful people, how are you guys doing today? Today we're going to learn about gel mediums. These acrylic mediums that not everybody seems to know what or how to use them. I'm going to give you three tricks to improve your acrylic paintings right now with these. So what exactly is a gel medium for acrylic paints? Well, it's a medium, like the name suggests, and it acts a lot like a linseed oil or a walnut oil for oil paints. It helps thin out the paint so you can get a nice gloss, and because it's acrylic, it dries really quickly. So you can build up layer after layer after layer with great results. So one of the tricks I'm going to teach you right now is how to use gel medium. This stuff. This is a regular gel semi-gloss. It comes in a thin, it comes in a thick, regular, gloss, semi-gloss, and matte. There's also other mediums that I know Golden produces that gives more texture, like a pumice or varying things like that if you want to build the paint really thick, kind of like an oil paint where you're just slathering it on. But yeah, so let's throw some colors down. I've got a couple squares in my sketchbook. I've been painting in the sketchbook lately, as you can see here. Using some of these techniques I'm using, wet on dry typically. So I'm just going to show you what this stuff can do. And I just also want to mention that I do like the Golden product. I use a lot of Golden paint when I'm using acrylic. In no way how is this sponsored video. So just keep that in mind. I just use this. I have some Liquitex. I use this mostly for, just scrubbing around in the sketchbook. But if I'm doing something a little more formal, I want to do the better paint, like the Golden or some other brands that you might be familiar with. So here we go. What you want to do first, where is my knife? Oh, here it is. I got some colors put down here. They've been out for a couple minutes, so I'm just going to spritz them with some water. Keep them wet. You take some of this stuff out, and it's basically the base of the oil paint. So it looks like this. It's kind of milky in color. It's kind of goopy. The thicker stuff will be even thicker than this, but it will dry transparent. So very important note there. Let's throw that down. Clean off the knife because stuff does dry fairly quickly. And all you want to do is just dab a little water in your brush. And I'm going to do two examples. I'm going to do a little bit of this cadmium red light and some yellow. So just mix, get it pretty thin, and over this blue you'll see kind of the transparency. This brush isn't the best brush for this, but we'll make do. So you can see, you can still see the blue behind. And the red changes to more of a kind of brownish color. So now I'm gonna rinse this brush out and do the yellow. Actually, I think I'm gonna do a different brush for the yellow. I beat up my brushes. This brush is pretty beat up, but that's how I like it. Again, just throw a little medium onto the brush, mix in some yellow. Yellow is actually a more transparent paint to begin with, so this one looks, you can see that yellow is mixing over that to start making a nice green. You know what, I'm gonna do the same thing over on this other square so you can kind of see, you know, yellow on yellow with a little so, and then let's let it dry and add a couple more layers. Alright, it's been a couple minutes. The paint has mostly dried. Yeah, it's pretty good getting new things. So let's do another layer. Just pull some more gel medium, and you can use the knife and really mix it in if you want. I'm a brush mixers most of the time. Well, some painters shide me for that, but I'll loosen this up a little bit with water and get that gel medium on there again, and the yellow. I'm going to do another layer right over the same one I did here. And what you probably can't see on the video is that each and every layer you build a translucency, so the light comes in and it goes through all those layers, and sometimes it bounces back early, but it also continues to go through the paint all the way to the base and then bounces out, so it gives it a nice little glow to the paint. So this is a trick that you can definitely use to really liven up acrylics, because face it, if you're just using plain acrylics, the paint can be a little dull, it can be a little at times, and if you're not using gel medium, you definitely can tell that is acrylic. So I'm going to do a little bit more of this cadmium red light, mix that in really well. Drag this across the bottom, and you can paint and paint and paint. Alright, let's do one more layer. I want to make sure my paints are still a little moist. Spritz them real quick. Alright, let's go back into this nice color here, cadmium, and we're just going to do one side here and just add those layers. Add those layers. Once you're done with the painting, you can just grab some of this stuff and just, I got color in it, but you get the idea. You can just do it by itself to add a layer of both protection and that semi-gloss look, or gloss look if that's what you're after. You can paint it on really thin, or if you kind of want to see some brush strokes, grab a brush with some good bristles on it. Just grab a whole bunch, paint it on real thick, like I'm doing here. That way you're getting some texture, getting some paint strokes. You probably can't see it from that angle, but there's definitely Definitely some texture right now. Well, that will dry clear. Another super cool thing you can do with gel medium, use it as a glue. So basically you want to grab probably a mat. It doesn't really matter at this point. My mat is all dried out. That's right, let me just use this. So basically what you want to do, just take a big old brush, any old brush, grab a big scoop of it, and I have this little cutesy drawing, whatever, nothing all that impressive, but I want to collage it into my sketchbook. So I'm gonna grab this stuff and I'm just gonna brush it on pretty generously. And then, very simple, just take that, place it where you want it, push it down, make sure you're not getting any air bubbles underneath. And if something is not sticking, just go underneath and add the gel on the edges. That will pretty much keep it stuck down. And I'm going pretty generous with this. So I want a little texture. And this leads into my third thing that you can do with gel medium. So I'm using my favorite pen here, which is not water soluble, and I want to maybe paint around this. So a good thing you can do with the gel medium is you can protect this drawing just like you protect the paint by scooping up some and just brushing it right over the whole of the paper. And again, this will dry clear. And there's a couple spots here that I want to really just kind of getting up, so I'm just gonna brush it underneath and push it back down. I'm gonna make sure I cover the whole darn thing, edges included, and I am going pretty thick here because this will lead into my last trick for today with gel mediums. So I am going to just slather, and I'm putting layer after layer, really pretty thick stuff. And I'm cutting into it. You can really see at an angle how thick this is. And I am just going to take the back of my paintbrush and I'm just going to do some marking here. I've been so bold as to actually write into the gel medium. There. You can really see how thick I got that. And seeing that I did it this thick, it's going to take a little while to dry. Alright, it's dry now. I know it took too long. That was a joke. Anyway, so there's very visible texture to this now. Let's see if we can, can you kind of see that texture along there? Okay. Well, maybe we'll do more yellow because there's less water in that yellow. Get some of that gel medium again. And I'll just kind of trace around. And I'm just gonna get it in all those nooks and crannies. I'm just gonna scrub it into the rest here. And I want to see some of that text. And maybe we'll just kind of scrub in the bottom here too, really loosely. So now, I'm just gonna really lightly kind of knock some of this paint off these higher parts. It's all staying those ridges really nice. I'm gonna pull a little bit more out of this little section here. Gonna have to work quickly because, again, this stuff dries fairly quick. So you can kind of see the text, the texture, all that stuff. We're gonna let this dry. Probably won't take more than my talking points here. I'm gonna add a little alizarin crimson with the gel medium. And keep this a little stiffer. I'm just gonna lightly brush over some stuff. So I want this area a little deeper and maybe a little bit looser. So you can build layers, darken areas as you wish. And you can move this around pretty easily in these grooves. But this is not the kind of the final product. I'm still gonna wipe some of those higher spots off. Now I'm gonna go with a really pretty dry brush. Pull some Prussian blue out. I'm gonna go really lightly over some of these higher areas. Add a little gel medium to that too. And so you're getting layer after layer of texture. And sometimes I let the higher areas dry and then put another coat of really thin paint so it gets really down in the ridges. You might not want it everywhere, just adding texture. Alright, so I'll just give it a minute and it is dry. Now I'm gonna do some very liquidy stuff again and kind of scrape it in. And we kind of want those darker highlights, so again, just adding layers, which really kind of makes the paint more interesting. So I'm dabbing a little bit. I probably dabbed a little. It was probably a little too wet, but I always go back and Just pulling some dry brushing on some of these peaks again. Not my best painting, but it was more of a demo on technique and not on painting. But as you can see, ridges of paint, some high stuff that's clear, still getting text through. Over here maybe a little less, but you got 3-4 distinct colors kind of shining through. And there you have it. So I hope you guys learned something. And I hope you start using some of this gel medium in your acrylic painting. It is a lifesaver. It really makes your acrylic paintings look richer, fuller, and actually a little bit more like oil paint. There's a lot more mediums that maybe we'll cover in following tutorials. So if you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up on that. Anyway, hit that like button below, subscribe if you are not already, and why don't you comment about what you guys want to see me show you how to do painting wise. Don't forget also, I have a lot of painting time lapses, more to come. Watch those too, that'd be great. I hope you guys have a great day. Until next time.